I'm just curious, like when you guys figure out the wide receiver numbers, Hunter Renfrow has obviously been a healthy and active for a while. He returned a couple of punts. How much do you have to weigh in like speed and traits when you're considering who could be your returner based on the way everything's kind of going for the week?
It's kind of based on their role, their offensive role, and then their experience level. You know, if you showed up with five receivers who had never caught a punt before, then you're going to start talking to the running backs and then figuring out the defensive backs. So Hunter has an experience level. He's ready to step in for one of the top three guys if there becomes an issue. Otherwise, he's not as talented as a coverage player. So then, if you're talking about the fourth or the fifth guy who's not going to get much offensive play time anyway, now you're looking for somebody who has a spot on the punt team, who can go play on the kickoff team outside of just the returner. So all those things kind of factor in week by week. And recently, we've been pretty steady outside of the game that Bryson missed, that Dan took his spot. Sure.
Any more questions for Coach?
I guess also from the standpoint of San Francisco's special teams unit, what have you noticed about them on film?
They are a fantastic kickoff return team, number one in the country returning kickoffs, so I have to deal with that for sure. I have an experienced punter. They're changing kickers, or possibly changing kickers this week with the injury to Eddie Pinheiro. So that's sort of up in the air. I have to deal with both of the possibilities there. But a well-coached team, really solid in their fundamentals, play very hard. I have to deal with some star players that I won't pick individually out in this forum, but it's going to be quite a contest, and they have to go get them tackled. Sky Moore, Brian Robinson, fantastic returners.
Mike Solarte, followed by David Newton.
Thanks, Jay. Good morning, Tracy.
Hi, Mike.
It was week 3 that all the knuckle kicks and all those things were working so well for you guys. Have you noticed in film study since that teams have really changed their scheming on kick returns and that sort of thing to prevent doing to them what you did to Atlanta, all those weeks ago?
Oh, sure. Week to week, teams are much more prepared against whoever they're playing to catch that particular kicker's kicks. So they're aligning differently, somewhat different strategy of the catchers. So then you have to change as well. This is baseball. Once they see the fastball, you got to throw the curveball, and then once they see the curveball, you got to throw the fastball, kind of thing. So we're into that game, and now we're at the part of the season where they've seen all of our pitches. So they're a little better at each one. So yeah, week to week, we're seeing a difference between the true surprises, I'd say, are out of the game, and then so you're playing that week's conditions and that week's teams, what they're good at as well.
And then to follow that up, how deep into the lab are you and Ryan in trying to come up with something new? I mean, is there anything more you can do, or just mix up the way that you're calling those pitches?
Yeah, we're trying to stay on the cutting edge of all of that. Each innovation comes with also the downside of kicking the ball out of bounds or kicking the ball short, and those are still tremendous penalties. So all of it shows up with which kick can we execute at a high enough level that it's a game-ready kick. So, and then it has to match the conditions of that particular day to use whatever it is that we're working on. But he is 100% ready for anything. Like, okay, let's try this. Hey, I saw this guy on this kick, kind of thing, and he's open to all that. He was just trying a couple new ones yesterday that we saw from a different team. So absolutely no problems with that at all. And then can we bring it all the way to the game?
Thank you.
Hey, Coach, wanted to ask you a question about the overtime coin toss when the official, I think, made an error allowing Bryce to choose direction and which side, all that. Have you seen that type of thing happen before? Any kind of fun stories you have with that? Did that make a difference?
Yeah, they messed one up. Let's see, that was 2004 Utah State versus Wyoming. Were you at that game, David? They botched. Yeah, they botched the game coin toss. So after we went back in, that was before you call the coin toss and then go back into the locker room. So the officials actually came into our locker room and we reflipped a coin. That was kind of a bizarre scenario that we had one time. All those things that usually get sorted out pretty good. Bryce did a really nice job. He said exactly the language that he uses when we always defer. When we defer, they take the ball, and then he says the words, "We want to kick that way." And he said the same words, and it went the same direction. So it was fine. There's no way to know if the Falcons would have done the exact same thing otherwise. They just didn't get their say at it. So don't know if it was a real advantage, but we enjoyed the outcome of it.
Were you aware of what was going on when it happened, or did you? I mean, what was your reaction
Yes.
and your thoughts when all that was happening?
Also, yes. Thank you for asking.
So it didn't have any consequence on the game, though.
It was great. It went the way we wanted it to go, and so did the game. So happy for our joint success.
All right. Yes.
Yes.
All right, Coach, that seems to be all the questions we have for you this morning. Thanks for taking the time.
Okay, Kia. Yeah.
He's back.
Yeah, showtime. Who's driving? Oh, we got Joe on the road. Be careful out there.
I actually have a question.
Great.
If they asked it, I'm sorry, but what's your philosophy on taking that overtime kick on third down versus fourth?
Okay. Dave kind of gave that to y'all the other day. I don't think there's a real advantage of second or third down. It sort of throws you out. We're a first down or fourth down team. So if we get down there, if Tommy finished that run on the 2-yard line instead of the 16, 17, 18, we go ahead and go kick it on first down. We're fine with that. I think we're actually 0 for 1 on third down kicks this year. That's what our hurry up kick against the Bills was, on a third down, I believe. There was one of those. But anyway, the process is like, you don't want to add anxiety to the whole thing unless there's undue risk in not doing it. So if we thought there was undue risk, you could actually kneel it to fourth down and then go take the field as a unit at the same time. When you have a system where it's like, it might be second, it could be third, all that, I don't have the example of you get a kick blocked or you catch the snap and throw it away and then kick it again and have that go well for you. It seems like such a nightmare that let's just do our jobs on fourth down, the whole thing. So I was fine with that. It's like, let's kick it on fourth and be okay. We were in a spot where we didn't want to continue to lose yards on kneel downs, so we let it happen that way. The same way we did it in Germany, the same way we're going to do it against Arizona at home a year ago, and then Chuba walked it in.
Got it. Thanks.
Yeah.
Why not punch it in if you're had been at the 2-yard line?
Well, then the field goal is almost guaranteed because of how close you are, and then their entire team will be within a yard of the line of scrimmage looking to get the ball out only. So then you're less risky snapping it 8 yards away and kicking it over their heads than you are handing the ball off.